welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is your favorite baby girl. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm doing something that is different. I'm going to be vlogging what I eat in a week on a budget. I just thought that it would be an interesting video for me to make, for me talking about what I eat in a week, how much I spend on groceries a month, my meal plans, and just things, of that nature, because I know a lot of people have been asking me if I meal prep or just how much I spend or just like what my system is. So I just thought that it would be interesting for me to do a vlog about what I eat in a week. So this is going to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm gonna try vlog all of these things because I did actually create like a meal plan. Usually I don't create meal plans, but for the sake of this video I just need to be a bit more organized and just see what I'm gonna be eating in the next 7 days, right? Okay, so talking about like before I get into like what I eat in 7 days and whatever, that whole thing, I just want to talk about like how much I spend on groceries a month and my meal plans, etc, etc. And just also like tips and things that you can just take note of when you're buying groceries, right? So I'm a student, right? But I recently just started working. So I'm working and I'm studying as well. So I think my budget has increased a little bit. But usually when I'm on a student budget, things are very calculated. Like I'm literally in the shop and just calculating stuff because I really don't want to go over budget. So because I'm working now, I think I'm a bit more flexible, and I did increase my budget by a little bit, but I'm going to give you the detail of how much I actually spend, how much goes to this or how much goes to that, things like that. So typically I spend about 500 Rand a month on groceries, but when I started working I started spending about 700 Rand. And obviously I'm trying to get that down, but here are the reasons why. When you're buying groceries from scratch, things are just more expensive. So I think that's why I also tend to buy things in bulk, because I hate buying things like little by little by little. I absolutely hate it. Like I hate it. So obviously when I try to buy in bulk, then I will buy in bulk. So if it's things like milk or any tinned or canned food, I'll buy like quite a lot of those. Also when it comes to like juices, maybe starches as well, so like with rice or mealie meal or like pastas, things like that. So I really try to buy quite a lot of it. And when you start to have groceries and you build up on that, it won't really get expensive like when you're buying it from month to month. So the 500 Rand actually includes all fresh items. So to be quite honest, I don't buy a lot of fresh items like fresh vegetables, because I just feel that it ends up becoming a waste if you don't plan on using it that same week after you buy it, right? So what I do is that I keep a separate budget, which is from that 500 Rand. I keep a separate budget for fresh items, but it's never more than like 50 Rand, because fresh things are very cheap. So it's never usually 50 Rand, but usually maybe like 80 Rand of that will go to my fresh items. So those are the things that I buy in between the month. I don't just buy at the end of the month. So if I feel like I'm craving something, I've got that budget to just buy fresh items that day and then cook it that same time, because it's just pointless. Like you can just buy fresh items and then you don't really feel like cooking it, and then when it starts to rot and whatever, then you feel under pressure to use the fresh stuff. So I don't like doing that. So what I do instead is that I just keep that 80 Rand, and then what I do is that if I feel like I want to buy, like potatoes can last, but like I just buy potatoes whenever I need, because I don't eat a lot of potatoes. So it's like if I just want to buy red peppers or whatever, then I just go to the shop that day and buy it and cook it, and then I don't have to waste anything. And then another thing that I wanted to mention was so instead of buying fresh things, in particular, instead of buying like a lot of fresh tomatoes, I tend to buy tinned tomatoes because they last. And if I can get one tin, I can probably half it and use one for maybe like a spaghetti or like a pasta tomato thing that I'm making, and then use the other half for, I don't know, whatever that I want to use it for. So the point of me buying tinned stuff is that it's just a lot more efficient, and the tin is like 11 Rand, so you can end up buying about like 4 different ones, maybe a plain tomato one, or whole tomatoes, or tomatoes with onions, or whatever kind of tin thing just really works for me, because I also just like tomato based stuff. So even if I use it for a stew or something, it's just so efficient, just getting, and it's less admin as well. Imagine how many tomatoes you have to buy when you make a stew, or like, I don't know, whatever. Like, it's already there. You just open it, you pour it in your pot, and that's it. And that's another thing as well, guys. I don't like a lot of admin. Like, I really don't. So if there's a quicker way for me to get something done, I'll probably opt for that. And more especially because I'm working and studying, I just don't have time to be like scratch cooking, you know, starting things from scratch, even though that's my preference, to be quite honest. But I don't have the time to, you know, prepare things from scratch. I'll only be able to do that like on weekends when I have a bit more time. But also on weekends, I don't want to spend the whole day cooking. I just want to rest, you know. So that's just how I do things. So another thing is that I also like to buy frozen vegetables. Vegetables are part of my diet, and I really love them, and I can't like have food without vegetables. I really can't. So getting into frozen vegetables, buying packets of them, really is efficient. And like I said, it just goes back to not buying fresh vegetables, right? So frozen vegetables you can just buy. I think there's like those McCain ones, the small ones that are about what, like I think 13 rand, and you just buy like stacks and stacks, maybe about 2 or 3, and you store them in the freezer and then use it whenever you want to use it. So that's also another way where I just try to save money by buying items that I can keep frozen. So I freeze a lot of my food as well, but I'll talk about that when I go into the meal plan. Another way that you can save, right, is, guys, the Checkers extra savings card saves my life. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, that card is so useful. And I feel like their sales make such a difference, because it's like, even just yesterday, I bought like 1.5 liter juices. I bought 2 of them for 50 rand. Come on, come on, guys. So having that Checkers extra saving card really does help me save on certain things. And sometimes, usually, I like to buy my juices from Checkers, because with the juices in Checkers, they usually have those savings. And then another way that you can also save money is what I mentioned before, is like buying in bulk. So with milk, I buy like the 6 liter, like, you know, the 6 cartons, the 1 liter each, the 6 liter in the box. With starches, I tend to buy like, let's say if it's mealie meal, even though I don't really eat pap, but yeah, anyway, I just end up buying like maybe the 1 kg or 1.5, I think. And then with the rice as well, I also like to buy it in bulk, but that's because buying Malawian rice is not that expensive. It's actually quite cheap. So for 5 kg, you can get it for like 100 rand, you know. So it's not like if you go to the shop. In the shops, it's expensive, guys, to be quite honest. It's expensive. And then also with pastas as well, I don't really eat a lot of, I don't buy a lot of pasta, but then I have been building up. So you'll find that in my cupboard right now, I've got polenta. So you see, with all these pasta things that I have, there's stuff that I've bought like, I think even last year. So, and ever since with like pasta items, I literally just buy like 1 pasta item a month. And you can see, like, this is a build up, like this is a lot. You can make a lot out of this. So when you have groceries and you just start to build on that, it really can last. And the good thing is that I'm staying alone and I'm not like cooking for anyone or whatever. So this food really does last. And I forgot to add the rice and the mealie meal, but it's just too far, guys. Honestly, it's just too far. So this is all my pastas and grains that I have. Okay, so the last point that I want to get into before I start with what I'm going to eat for the day is I just want to talk about the meal prep. So guys, I like to meal prep, but only with certain foods. With things like stews and not like fresh stuff, so like vegetables. I don't bulk cook vegetables, or I don't bulk cook vegetables, and I don't bulk cook pasta. With delicate or fragile items, I don't tend to bulk cook with that. Usually what I tend to bulk cook is like your stews or soups, or even like with meat as well, but particularly with stews and soups, or maybe if I have cooked beans, I like to bulk cook that and then just keep it in the freezer. Or even sometimes if I cook like cassava leaf, I also just like to cook that and then just in bulk and then put it in the freezer, because like I said, I just don't like, there's a lot of admin when I'm coming back from work. It's just not practical for me to start cooking. Then I can just heat up something and then quickly make rice and then have that, and then that's my dinner, you know. So what I don't tend to bulk cook is starches. So with rice, yes, it's fine. I can bulk cook that and keep that in the freezer, and then just heat it up in a pot with a bit of water, so it just steams up a bit and it's sort of has that fresh taste to it. But I don't bulk cook like pap or like pasta or any like grains in particular. I don't bulk cook that. I bulk cook the things that take long to cook. With my meal prep, I don't tend to cook like for a week, you know, because sometimes in the middle of the week, I'll just crave something that I didn't cook and I'll just end up cooking that, you know. But just having food in the freezer just helps me know that if I'm really in the pits and I'm just tired, I just know that there's that option of me just warming that food up and you know, eating it. So that's my meal prep. I don't meal prep every week or every month or whatever. That's not my meal prep. My meal prep is when I cook, I just tend to cook that in bulk, or even when I'm cooking chicken breast or whatever it is that can be, that's not like delicate, and that's when I bulk cook. So even right now in the freezer, I have rice that's in the freezer. I have beans that I made that are in the freezer. I also have meat that I once like fried, and I just stored that in the freezer because freezing your food just also makes the food last longer. And you also just avoid waste at the end of the day by just freezing your food, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have. So I just hope that this information was really helpful. I tried to really summarize this thing quickly and not talk too much. So yeah guys, I think in terms of this, you know, saving money and trying and buying things in bulk and, you know, all of that stuff, I really hope you're able to see how you actually save money, because I know like this month I actually spent about 700 Rand on groceries, but I know that probably next month I'm probably only gonna spend like 400 Rand. So I hope you're able to see that. So yeah, I'm just gonna show you now what I'm gonna be having for breakfast. I'm just gonna be having all bran flakes and a bit of yogurt, a bit of milk, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna be having for breakfast. Okay, so it is lunchtime now. I'm going to be having avo on toast. I'm just going to be showing you how I'm going to be preparing the whole dish. Okay guys, so it is almost 6 o'clock and I am about to have my snack because I do eat quite late. My days are just long, honestly. But I'm just going to be having yogurt and I'm just going to have an orange as well. When I'm done with this, I'm just also going to start preparing for dinner. I'm having plantain, and then, but like plantain that's sort of like pap, you know. And then I'm going to be having beans that I made the other day that's mixed with mince as well. I'm just going to be making the plantain, so I'm not going to be making the mince and the beans because I made that 2 days ago. I made so much that I had to store some in the freezer, and so the remainder of it is in the fridge, which I'm gonna have tonight. If I don't finish it tonight, I'll just incorporate it into my lunch, my breakfast somehow. So yeah. Hey guys, so today is Tuesday. It is currently 8:45 and I'm not going to be having too much of a breakfast. I'm just going to have my favorite cereal, which is actually Cheerios. Thumbnail. Actually having my lunch now. I came back from work way earlier than I thought actually. So right now it is 3 o'clock and I'm going to be making a very quick salad. So what I'm going to be making is okay, so this is aromatic baby leaf salad. Okay, yeah, this is it. and this is from Pick n Pay. I got it a while ago, but it's starting to wilt a little bit, so what I'm going to do is just put it in ice water quickly so that it can just, you know, the ice water can just shock it so you can just wake up a bit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to be making that. And then I made a chicken schnitzel like I think a month ago, and then I just put it in the freezer. So here it is right now. I'm just going to quickly reheat it, and then I'm also just going to be making a dressing as well. So I'm going to make like a apple cider vinegar, olive oil, honey, mustard, garlic, salt, pepper sort of vinaigrettes quickly, and then that's going to be my lunch. So yeah, I'm also adding carrots to my salad because I just feel like I need to add a bit of color. If you want the recipe of how I make the dressing, I'm actually going to be making a reel of it, so I'm not going to really document this much because I need to make the reel. Okay, so I just finished preparing lunch, and I really wanted to show you guys how my lunch looks like, but then I already put mayonnaise like on the chicken, so it doesn't look that pretty, but I'm just going to insert like a picture because that's the one that I'm posting on Instagram. Guys, good morning to the LH44 gang. Yes, it's race week, y'all. So I just want to quickly just mention, like last night I didn't have any audio. You know, yesterday I had like the pasta and the beans and mince thing situation, and I just wanted to just emphasize just the fact that, you know, when you bulk cook, because I bulk cooked the mince and the beans, and you know, when you bulk cook things, you can always transform it. Like, you don't have to always just keep it as just rice and beans. Today is Wednesday, and today I'm working from home, so that means that I just have a little bit of a chance to, you know, make something nice for myself and not just have like cereal. I feel like something hearty, nice, something like, you know, comfort food-ish, you know, breakfast. So I'm gonna be having toast, scrambled eggs, and then I'm just also going to be having, I think I'm going to add avocado. I'll see how I feel. Let me use this opportunity to say that, guys, when you're cooking your eggs in a non-stick pan, you literally need 3 drops of oil. More especially if you're like me that likes adding butter to scrambled eggs. You literally don't need a lot of oil. Let me show you. You see, guys, this is the amount of oil that you use. It's non-stick. No need to be killing yourself with oil, please. About to have lunch now. It's so late. It's like 5, I mean it's 10 to 5, so it's actually quite late. So I'm not gonna eat anything heavy. I'm just gonna have last night's leftovers. So that macaroni, not macaroni, what is it? That pasta, tomato based mince and beans sauce. So I'm just gonna have that for lunch. I know that I'm gonna eat supper. I'm going to the gym today, so, and I usually come back at around 9. So I'm only gonna have my supper then. But what I'm gonna do is have my lunch now and then also prepare for dinner because I'm gonna come back quite late. So for dinner, I'm going to be making, okay, so I have leftover rice. It's like, it's spicy rice, sort of, what is it? What do you call it? Like savory rice. Yeah, it's like savory rice that I have in the freezer, so I'm just gonna heat that up. And then I'm also gonna be making a Cape Malay chicken curry. Cooking sauces are something that saved my life as well. As much as I said in the beginning that I do like to scratch cook, so making things from the beginning. Sometimes I just want to get home and throw things in a pot and just, you know, I don't want anything that's going to take longer than 30 minutes. So cooking sauces just really help me manage my time. I just really, like I said, I don't like too much admin. So the cooking sauce that I'm going to use, okay, so this is the sauce that I'm going to be using as a cooking sauce. I already used half, so I'm just going to use the other half and just take out a chicken fillet, just chop up the chicken breast or fillet, and then just sear it quickly or just cook it quickly, and then add in the sauce and leave to simmer for like 15 minutes. So I don't usually add anything, to be quite honest. I add potatoes. Yes, I add potatoes to it, and then that's it. Hey guys, today is Thursday and it is like, I think 20 to 7. I'm not gonna eat now because it's a bit too early for me. And I don't even think I'll have breakfast because I think it's just gonna be like a very busy morning for me. I just won't have time to eat. I think I'll just have like yogurt and something in between. So I'm not even gonna record that. What I'm gonna have now is just like a cup of tea and I'm on my way to work. In Cape Town at this time, it's still dark. Like it's almost 7 and it's still very dark. Let me show you guys. So it's actually 7:15 and it's this dark. So it seems like it's 6 o'clock or something. So I'll just see you guys when I'm making my lunch, because yeah. Guys, today was such a crazy day. Look how rough I'm looking. Guys, I'm looking rough. And this hair is not helping. Oh, I didn't even have lunch today, right? So the place that I work at, we're constantly doing tastings and always cooking up food and you know, always tasting the products that we're about to launch or that are in development, right? So there was no need for me to take lunch. There was no need for me to take lunch. It is literally 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. It is 9 o'clock. And I still haven't eaten. My dinner's gonna be the same as last night, just the rice and the Cape Malay curry and veg as well. So the clip that you guys just saw was me having breakfast, and so I just decided to have McDonald's, the Mega McMuffin, which is super cheap. It's like 50 Rand and you get like a coffee as well. But I'm back at my place, not my place, but like the place I used to stay at in first year in Stellenbosch. Hey, I missed the Ozu and Bozu of Stellenbosch. If you don't know what I'm saying hustle and bustle. But yeah, so I didn't even eat lunch today. I went to school. I didn't eat lunch. I was just so busy. I was so busy. So now it's, I don't know what the time is. I think it should be 6. Yes, it should be 6 o'clock now. And I'm gonna order something because there's this place in Stellenbosch called Gino's, and I love their bacon avo and olive pizza. Oh, I could cry tears. Yo, I'm so addicted to olives. Kalamata olives to be specific. So I'm gonna have that for dinner and I'll show you guys how it looks like. It's really good. It's so good. Their bacon avo and olive pizza is insane. It's to die for. So I'm gonna show you guys that that pizza, and yeah.
Games that origami, what those people say next.
I just hope this video helped you. This is the last day of what I eat in a week. I showed you guys 5 days, and I'm not able to do Saturday and Sunday because my weekend is just busy. I'm not in my place in Tiger Valley. I'm in Stellenbosch right now. So yeah, but usually on Saturdays and Sundays, that's when I get time to actually spend time scratch cooking. So cooking from everything from scratch. So making pasta from scratch, or making a stew from scratch. I would just hope that this video gave you guys ideas on how to manage yourself, how to plan your meals, how to spend on groceries, what to spend when you you know, when you go to a shop and things like that. I really enjoyed this vlog, and I do hope that you guys enjoyed this and found it informative. So thank you so much guys for tuning in. Now and I will see you guys in my next video. Ciao.